things since there's nobody here yet. Looking forward to having you later. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get the disclaimer out of the way. I'm not a medical professional. Don't give medical advice. Anything I'm saying is just simply my own opinion, not in any way recommended to be tried at home. If you do decide to try anything at home, like fasting or whatnot, consult with a doctor first. That being said, I'm also not a financial advisor. I do not give financial advice. I sometimes speak about financial vehicles as an opinion of myself, not in any way as a recommendation for an investment. So nothing I say is again meant to be tried at home. Furthermore, I'm a law-abiding citizen. Nothing I say is meant to be an admission of guilt, simply added for entertainment purposes. And that being said, we have our first person here. Welcome, whoever you are. We hopefully have a good connection. Haven't gotten interrupted yet. How are we looking? How are we sounding? Do we have audio? Do we got all the fixings for a nice stream? What's up, DeBone? Welcome. Is my audio all right? My video? Everything's good? You can see the unibrow? The whole thing? What's going on? Connection's good. Welcome, Rhea. I'm glad to hear it. Thank you. You're too kind. Everything's looking good. All right, Sammy's on guard over here. Hey, Sammy. It's cool, bro. People can smile at us. It's okay, buddy. It's just a smile. It don't hurt nobody. You take that very seriously, don't you, Sammy? Sammy takes his job very seriously. He said, well, that guy smiled at me. It looked kind of like a growl, and he just wasn't taking any chances. You know what I mean? Right? Could have been a growl. Right, bud? Okay. You're pretty cute. Anyhow, would you guys like to talk about anything in particular? Because I have some things I want to talk about, but I want to talk about them when the room gets a little more full. So in the meantime, we can talk about other stuff. You love the videos on YouTube and the videos on other websites. Well, thank you. How many? Let me ask you, just for a reference point. Have you watched the any substantial portion of my playlist of the lives, or do you more just watch the videos that I uploaded in the past on YouTube? The other websites, I know what goes on there, so I don't have any questions about that, but I am curious about how I can make YouTube better. I would love to improve my YouTubing skills. You like them all? Oh, you watched them all. Well, thank you for that. It's quite helpful. I appreciate you. Oh, my dog is being so cute. Come here. Let's get a special appearance from Sammy boy. Sammy, come here. Come. Oh, yeah. Let me get the love. The Sammy love. Oh, yeah. On the face. I want it on the face. Oh, yeah. So good. What's up? Okay, that's enough. Okay. Oh, yep. Oh, I asked for it. Asking you shall receive. Okay, that's enough. Let's go back. You're eating my hair. Okay. Buddy, stop. Anyways, you can't imagine me any other way. Well, I don't know what other ways anyone would imagine me. I'm sure there's been a few. Okay, we're starting to get somewhere. We got 8 people, 12 people. Everybody go ahead and introduce yourselves. Who are you? Where are you from? Sam, stop licking my arm, dude. I'm trying to hold the phone. Hey, you. What do you need? Water? Okay. Go get in your chair. Sorry, guys. I'm multitasking here. I gotta give the dog some water. We were just on a little hike. There we go. I guess I better get some too right now. So important. No plastic. We're on team no plastic over here. Anyhow, so I was gonna talk about my last couple days. I don't know how much better this is gonna get. We got 10 people. Double digits is good for me. So I had some new experiences with my meditations, and the first was, and by the way, I'm interested if anyone's had similar experiences. I'd love it if you'd also share. But sorry about the background noise. The dog is not the most polite eater. Also, let's see, maybe we can get a little extra, some booze for my booze. What's up? Oh shit, there we go. I think we got something going on there. All right. So the 2 days ago, after my last stream, I did a couple meditations, but after the second one, I kind of started getting like this weird little dream zone thing going on. So I decided that it reminded me of this one time when I was in Tulum in Mexico on the beach, and I had eaten way too many mushrooms, and I was like feeling nauseous because I felt like the sand was like moving under my feet, and it was like making me not feel so good, right? But then I wandered upon a hammock, and I found this hammock. So I climbed into this hammock, and it must have been at some bar or something, because a waiter came by and asked me what I wanted, and I asked for water, and he brought me water. And I was laying in this hammock, and then I don't know, I just got all like warm and fuzzy, and kind of like just felt like I was in some kind of little cocoon, or like the womb or something like that. And so I just like kind of chilled in this hammock all day, like just kind of like, I don't know, I was being a weirdo. Anyways, so 2 days ago I was meditating, and I got that same like warm fuzzy feeling, right? But I wasn't on mushrooms. And so I decided to go and climb in my hammock. And so I climbed in my hammock, and I continued meditating, and I kind of was doing some like Kundalini stuff. I was you know, flexing my back and kind of really just getting into it. And I put myself into this weird, like, half awake, half sleepy dream state, where it was like I was conscious, totally awake, but like I felt like at the same time I was getting like the best sleep that I've ever had. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. What's up, Zana, by the way? And Julia B, welcome. So that was a new one for me. I was like, that was awesome, because I felt like I was able to basically like power sleep while awake, which was pretty awesome. Now, so that was a new unlock for me. That's why I made the title of the stream what it is. But then yesterday, I went up into the hills and I was doing the Om. And when I got done, I was up there for quite a long time, probably a couple hours, just, chilling, meditating. And when I got done, I felt so energized, which is also a new one for me, that I ended up running like about 2 miles barefooted through the mountains. And keep in mind that, you know, I've been pretty relaxed lately. My cardio's not really on its like super up, or at least I didn't think it was. And after that meditation, I felt so connected to the earth that I almost felt like I didn't even have to breathe to do that. Like I was running, like at times, like when I was relying on my breath, I was tired. You know what I'm saying? Like I could feel it. But then like it was like switching on and off in between. Like there was like times when I felt like I wasn't even working off of breath. Like I was literally like receiving energy from the earth. I don't know how to explain. It was awesome. And I was just like in the zone to where, like, you know, the path that we were running on, it wasn't smooth at all. It was like, you know, it was like the kind of thing where, like, you know, where the water has been, you know, channeled down the mountains or whatever, and like cleared little paths, but they're like kind of V shape, and there's a bunch of little sharp rocks and all that, you know, that's been washed downward. And I was running just full speed, not only uphill, which is a little easier because it slows you down a little bit so that you've got a little extra time to step, but I was running downhill super fast, and I only stepped on one rock the whole time. Like I was just in the zone. Every step was in a smooth spot. So that was also another new one for me. So I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. There's like, the sky's literally the limits. You can do anything. Yeah, you know what, Zana? Honestly, it's new for me too. Like, I mean, now that I think back, I can think of a lot of things that happened in the past that I kind of discounted. You know, but yeah, I mean, a lot of things actually that I discounted. But now that I'm conscious of it, it's just way cooler to be making it happen instead of just being shocked when things happen and then coming up with some kind of way to explain it away, to scientificate everything. Anyways, I just wanted to get that off my chest. I've also been in a really, really great mood for the last few days. I've just been in a spectacular mood. Like today I couldn't stop laughing for no reason. Just laughing at how amazing everything is. I don't know. It's so cool. So what are you guys up to? I hope you've been having, yeah, you know, Zana, a lot of people are in touch with it and they just don't know that it's an it. You know what I mean? And there's so many different facets to it, but I think that a lot of us experience like the flow state, which is kind of like what the running through the rocks without stepping on anything is. You know what I mean? It's a flow state where your subconscious is in control of your body more than your conscious, you know, and it's obviously just so much better at everything. Yeah, exactly. It can be with the simplest things. Literally, you know, a flow state could come with anything. Like, you could be like cleaning the house, you know what I mean? And you're just like, damn, I got that done so quick. Like, I was just on point. And that's like, you know, in some way, that's like a moving meditation, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. There's just so many different things that can be done with the mind. It's wild. So, anything else anyone else wants to talk about? I missed my stream slot this morning, but I thought that maybe I would try to redeem myself. I guess it's probably pretty late where most of our people are at. Uh-oh. Someone just totally like fronted me off. Have I been to the Galapagos Islands? No. And by the way, welcome NH. I have not. Oh, always grab the exact. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. Or like pouring like the perfect amount of water in the kettle, you know, or whatever you need. Like you just, yeah, I totally get exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, that is a thing. That's one of the things, exactly. And so once you become conscious of that, you can like do it on purpose. You know what I mean? But doing it on purpose doesn't mean like you're gonna count all the pins. It means that you're gonna purposely surrender yourself to the part of you that sometimes, or always, should I say, grabs the perfect amount of paper and all that. You know what I mean? Like once you learn where that part of you is, you can use it for other things. Oh yeah, but about the Galapagos Islands, it sounds awesome. I would love to go to the Galapagos Islands. It's, I think one of them, isn't it, there's some kind of significance to it. It's like, I think the most diverse wildlife, or maybe it's got like a bunch of species that are like always only there. It's got like more like, I forgot what it was, but I know it's got a bunch of different species of animals that only live there. Like it's got those immortal iguanas. Did you know about those? Yeah, they have immortal iguanas that only eat sea moss. They live underwater. Yes, they're ocean-based iguanas. They don't get old. Is the crazy thing. They have like a way of regenerating themselves. I mean, I guess they're not like truly immortal, but they're like pretty close. You're scared of tortoises? That is a yeah. That's the first time I heard that one. Yeah, they are part of. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've never been to Ecuador. I'd like to go to Ecuador. I didn't make it to Ecuador last time when I was doing my South America thing. I don't know. I had to hire you know what I mean? You're starting to get somewhere. It's right. Oh, I definitely will one day. Don't put your hands near their mouth. Yeah, I mean, definitely not. Don't think I would do that. They seem fairly good-natured, the tortoises. There's some way I'm allowed to see who's in here. Oh. They also live a long time. I think they can live, I forgot how long they can live. I know they live like hundreds of years, I think. So anything else you guys want to talk about? I'm okay if this is a short stream. I just wanted to get the new thing off my chest, you know? You know, afraid the tortoise is just the jaw. By the way, it was announced today that chocolate is originally from Ecuador as well, not from Mexico. Oh, well, congratulations. Chocolate's a win. I mean, that's a big discovery to be it's a pretty big deal in my eyes to be the founders of chocolate. Very cool. Yeah, Ecuador seems like it's got a lot of cool stuff there, for sure. And who knows, if I decide, you know, there's a big part of me. I mean, it's a big enough part of me that, let me tell you, almost every day I tell myself, you know what, you could just drive all the way. You know, I really have a part of me that wants to drive down all the way from the United States through all of Central America and South America all the way to Argentina. I just think that would be so fun. But, you know. Yeah, it would definitely be the experience of a lifetime. I just, you know, I would almost kind of like to have, I feel like doing it alone. I mean, there could be some cool things about doing it alone, I guess. I guess technically I'm not alone. I got my little buddy here with me. Honestly, though, that's the main thing I worry about. Is like, I don't know. I don't know if Sam would know how to act during a shakedown. You know, I have a lot of experience, but Sam, you know, he might not be able to, you know, play the right role during the shakedown. He might get us in trouble. You know what I mean? Like, Sam, it's only $40. Like, it's cool. Chill, bro. Chill. Yeah, I know. I mean, I guess I'm never really alone. You have the whole dimension above watching, but, you know. Anyways. Oh, wow. I'm doing, well, I guess, yeah, I've been around that long. You know, actually, next month is going to be my 14th year. 14 years since my first scene on the 20th next month of this coming month. Or wait, is it this month? No, it's next month. Yeah. It's crazy. It's a long time. I remember being new in the industry, and like when someone's like, I've been in for 6 years, I'd be like, whoa, 6 years? You've been doing this for 6 whole fucking years? And here I am, like, yep, I'm 14 years in. Oh, well, thanks, NH. Yeah, we got a small little group here tonight. I guess it's an intimate setting. I wish we had a little bigger one, just because I actually found a really nice internet connection, but I guess I should have found it earlier. Oh, thank you, Noi. I didn't even realize that you were here. Happy you made it. Oh, I see. You did say hi to me. I missed it. But thank you all. You guys, you know what? There's 3 people here, but they're 3 of my best people. I appreciate you. What have I been doing lately? Honestly, I've not been doing anything. And that's totally intentional as well. I've just been honestly just hiking a lot, spending a lot of time in nature, meditating, you know, slowly but surely working on getting that lotus pose. Still not that close, but we're getting closer. Hanging out with the dog. I don't know. I'm trying to Yeah, I'm actually trying to go even harder with it. Like I have a bunch of storage spaces where I just, because I have this bad habit of like I move somewhere, or I decide like, oh, okay, I'm tired of being a wild animal, I'm gonna get an apartment or whatever, or get a house. So I domesticate for a little while. And then I realize, I'm like, fuck, I hate domestication. Like, I am such a wild animal. And so I shove everything in storage, go back out for a while, come back. You know, it's been like a weird cycle. But I'm finally have accepted my nature, and that I don't appreciate domestication. Like, I don't want to be tied to any one place, that I don't value material possessions unless they can transport me somewhere. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm always on the fence of just, you know, getting rid of everything, but there's like a big part of me that thinks that that's really silly, because I could easily sell a lot of the stuff. But I don't know. Something about selling stuff like seems degrading to me for some reason. I don't know. I don't know why I feel like that, because it's pretty normal to like sell things. Like, everything in the world runs off of capitalism and that kind of commerce. But it's just, I don't know. It's not, doesn't feel perfect for me. You know, I know that if I would just do it, it would be over with. I could then decide that I don't want to do that kind of thing anymore, that I don't necessarily have to make that decision while I have a bunch of stuff that I need to get rid of. You know, like, it could be saved for later. But I don't know. That's just my own personal little part of my process of refining myself, I guess, and refining my life. Because, I mean, that's what it is. It's just a process of finding your spot, you know, your ikigai. Yeah, I mean, maybe there could be a spot, like, you know, I mean, like, I even I even found a spot that I have a lot of peace, and that I find that works really well for me, and it's Budapest, which is, it's just missing a bunch of the things that I really, really like. For some reason, it has the peace that I'm looking for. Like, I like that part of it, but it doesn't have, you know, really mountains. It doesn't really have ocean. And I don't know. I feel kind of like I like mountains and ocean. Yeah, I mean, I definitely got the sense that that's kind of why I want to do the Pan American Highway whole route and like drive all the way down, because, like, you know, I spent a good amount of time. I've been to you know, I spent a lot of time in Mexico, and I can't say I spent a lot of time in South America, but I mean, I spent several months there altogether. And, you know, mostly I spent my time down there in like big cities. And, you know, maybe that's what I like about Budapest, is that it's a city that I actually like, and I mostly don't like cities. But, you know, I understand, like, I think in South America and stuff like that, maybe there's like probably some really awesome like smaller towns or places that are more rural that could be really cool. And I feel like you would be able to see more of those places if you were going by car, you know. Yeah, no, I have a lot of trouble finding a place that, like, it's like I have a thing, like, I just always want to be somewhere else. It's like one of the biggest, it's one of my biggest, like, points of, you know, contemplation. Because I know that that's wrong, you know. I know that if I am complete as a person, like mentally, where I know that I want to be and where I'm gonna be and where I'm moving towards, that it doesn't matter where I'm at, because literally, like, anywhere is paradise, you know, when your mind is in paradise. You know, like, it's all comes back to a mindset. But I'm also speaking mostly historically. Like, I've only had this peace of mind really since September. And so the feeling of wanting to always go somewhere or be somewhere else or whatever like that is like a habit. It's something that I've turned into a, you know, like a person. It's become part of my personality. You know, and so it's kind of hard it's worse than trying to break a habit. It's trying to drop part of your personality, you know, because I've just been doing it for so long. But it's true, some places are less challenging than others, but it's also just, you know, where you know, if you confine yourself to only places that have big international airports, you're going to have those kind of problems. The problems that places with big international airports have. You know what I mean? Like, places that are super heavily populated. Like, if you know, go off the beaten trail a little bit, you know, you're going to get a little more variety of different things. But obviously there's some trials and tribulations with that as well. But you're right about that, and it's not about the place. It is about the people, and you're right about that. You are right about that. Yeah, I mean, it really is. That's what. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, there's still a lot of the world I haven't seen yet. I'm looking for. That's one of the. Really looking forward to seeing some more. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice. I mean, that's the other thing too. If you had like your own little tribe of people that were down to wander around with you, that'd be really the way to do it. But let's see. One second, I missed a. What are my thoughts on a partner, if you might ask? I mean, I'm open to it. I definitely have something specific in mind. And when I say specific, it's not like a specific type or whatever that most people would think of, you know, like they have a physical type or whatever. But for me, I have like right now, like an energetic desire, I should say, where I really just want, like, I see something spiritually that I want to expand on, that I can't expand on by myself, you know. And I realize it's not something that I can expand on with like just anybody. Yeah, Sam's snoring. But I definitely can imagine a situation that would allow for that. Partners are not searched for, they just come along. Yeah, that's true. But you also have to like be willing to at least let your shield down. Because you know, you can learn to be overprotective of yourself and your peace. Especially if you really find peace, like really, really find it, like you're gonna guard that with everything that you got, you know. And it's not a fear-based thing, it's out of love for yourself. It's a love-based thing. But you know what I'm saying. But if you don't know how to let it down in the right situation, then maybe you are working off of fear. So that's really that line that you have to walk. You're just walking that fine line where you just got to filter out everything that doesn't work for you and still keep your eyes open enough that you can recognize something that might, and then let your guard down enough to find out. But this is all conjecture. So I could be wrong about any of that, because I haven't actually had that experience yet. So this is you know, speaking from you know, we're hoping. Have I felt that somebody in somewhere was fated for me? You know, Noi, I wish that I could say yes. I wish that I could say yes. But I really don't know. It's a big blank spot, you know. When I got the little glimpse, just a little glimpse of the what all the universe is and what it's about and all that, it didn't tell me anything about my love life. I'll tell you that much. All it told me was that you know, after this one, I'm going home, and that was enough for me. You know what I mean? So I don't really know. You know. But I guess also too, I do understand enough to know that I don't need to know, because I mean that's what the word fate is. So if something's fated to happen, then it's going to happen, right? And you know, there ain't going to be no escape for it from me. I'm happy to see you as well, my friend. Could you tell us your name? Because I'm starting to recognize your name, even though I can't read it. I think it's in Korean, right? But I still don't know what it is, even though I recognize the symbols now. So I'm happy to have you back. Welcome back. But if you do want to tell us your name, I'm going to try to commit it to memory so that I can greet you in the future. Yeah, no, they're pretty cool, right? Yeah, 100%. Most of the times we close ourselves too much or we sabotage ourselves. That's true. You know, it's natural. Or we do the opposite and we just let too much of the riffraff in, and then we get punished for that. You know. I'm sorry, bro. I'm on the phone right now. Thank you. Sam's sleeping on the job. See, Sammy, what happens? You're a little late, bro. You're a little late. It's okay, bud. I love you. You can have the dinner. Take the night off, my friend. Take the night off. Well, you know, obsession's one thing, respect is another. so, well, you know, I guess sometimes you just take what you can get, you know what I mean? Not to say that we can't learn from our mistakes, though. What was the first thing that came to my mind when I woke up this morning? I was freezing cold, so that's all I can think about. It's been cold the last few nights, you guys. Usually I like wake up, and I need to like insulate. I need to insulate my setup in here, so when it gets cold, there's also quite a bit of condensation. So my first thing in the morning usually consists of how cold it's going to be when I get out of bed, and if Sam's okay, because he usually like shakes off his cover in the middle of the night. And then also I have like a weird paranoia. I don't want the condensation to get into my hair. So I got to do something about that. But I just got a generator and stuff, so now I can actually use my tools. How many blankets do I have? Well, I just have I just use a sleeping bag. I did have 1 million blankets, but now all those blankets are basically for Sam. And I found that the sleeping bag is a more efficient way of staying warm. You're good as long as you don't get out of the bag. It's just once you get out of the bag, it's, you know. Oh yeah, you can do that too. It's just, you know, it's a work in progress. The winter's almost over. But yeah, socks go a long way for sure. With socks, you can survive anything with wool socks. Have I ever felt a strong connection with one of them, or it's always a false perception? Yeah, I mean, I had a strong connection before. I've had different types of strong connections. You know, yeah, I've had some strong connections, but ultimately there was always something that was, I don't know. It's, you know, the thing is that I've changed so much in my life through different phases of my life and different stages of my life that even though that's not the reason why I ever ended any of my relationships, I realized that if any of those relationships didn't end, that at some point I probably would have outgrown those relationships, because I've become such a completely different person that the part of me that a lot of those relationships spoke to or reverberated with, resonated with, doesn't even exist anymore. You know, so it's like, I mean, I guess the only way it could, you know, I guess if somebody would have grown with me, that would have been a beautiful thing. And I'm sure somebody in the world has had that experience where they met somebody and they were both two different people that fell in love, and they both changed into two different people that stayed in love, you know. But I didn't have that experience. And, you know, even in the, you know, like in the case of the girl that I most you know, felt the strongest about, and that's disbarring anyone that I didn't have a serious relationship with, that maybe I did resonate with on a super high level and it just nothing ever happened. That, you know, like I used to always say, like, I liked her because she was the devil on my shoulder. I swear, I used to, this is like the words I used to always say, like, oh, she's, you know, she evens me out. She's the devil on my shoulder. That's what I used to always say. I like, because I used to always say I felt weakened by the fact that I felt like at that time in my life, like I only had the angel on my shoulder, like my own personal angel, but that she completed me because she was the devil on my shoulder. So, you know, I mean, obviously I don't want a devil on my shoulder now. I'm doing a lot of work to get the devil off of my shoulder at this point in my life. But, so, you know, it's hard to imagine that we would resonate in the same way that we did at that point in my life, where, you know, like her famous words, her big thing she used to always say to me is that I'm too nice and I'm too generous and I'm too giving, you know, and all this stuff. And, you know, that was like her complaint about me, you know. And so, you know, it kind of made things flow easier to have somebody that was on the opposite side of that, you know, where they were trying to put, you know, they were trying to do home base first. And, you know, I was trying to take care of everyone else first. So, you know, things were out of balance by myself because I was all give and no take. And, you know, I was able to get something back by having, you know, that opposite energy in my life. But that was, you know, a long time ago now. So I've changed a lot, and I've become a more balanced person where I am none of that. I'm neither. You know, 1 second, make sure I got every question or every comment. I said, I wish it was cold here. It would be challenging to fast in hot weather. Ooh, yeah, that's true. Fasting does have a way of like making it, I mean, I don't know what it would be like in hot weather, but in cold weather it's great because it really warms you up. Once the fast kicks in, it's like you never get cold. Connection is never as you imagine. Yeah, that's true. You're really into the story? Right, book. Oh, the book is coming. I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but I've intentionally lived my life to be a book. It was an idea I came up a long time ago after I wrote my first novel, you know, and I used to always like one of my favorite like historical figures who's not a real historical figure is the Dos Equis guy. So I always said I was going to try to become the real life Dos Equis guy. And I don't know if I actually became the Dos Equis guy, but you know, I'm a hell of a lot closer than I was when I came up with the idea. You know what I mean? Like my favorite Dos Equis joke is, wait, no. How'd that go again? I don't want to get this wrong because it's got a terrible punchline. Never mind. I'm not going to go too deep into the Dos Equis thing. Growing with somebody else is the best. Yeah, I mean, in theory, it sounds like it would be amazing to grow with somebody. But yeah, I haven't had that thing, and also too, like, I mean, I just think about, like, I don't know, I'm going down it looks like I'm going down a solitary road, you guys. That's the thing. That's why I say I don't know. Like, I don't know, like, what's fated for me, because just because, like, I'm not saying myself, like, but, you know, when you look at historical figures or whatever that most closely match my journey in their journey, it sounds like a lot of them did it solo dolo, you know what I mean? You think my partner will be completely opposite with your character? It's possible. It's possible, but the thing is like, it's hard for me to have a partner because I, above all things, value freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as I start having to compromise, it's easy for me to feel like my freedom is being infringed on, even if it's not. Because I understand that other people have needs that would be separate from my needs. And I'm not, you know, I'm also not trying to put myself into a position where I'm like, oh, my needs are going to come first or have to be paramount or trumpet in this situation, right? It's just that I understand that if I don't involve anyone in that level, that I'm just free. You know what I'm saying? And that it inherently comes with, you know, even like Sam. Like, I've made such a huge commitment with Sam. Like, Sam is like the biggest challenge to my freedom that I have. But I mean, this is the other thing, is that, like, I'm very much like a man of my word. Okay, maybe sometimes I'll be like, I'm going to be online at this hour and it doesn't work out, or this and the other, like, little things like that. But if I'm like solemnly swear something and like be like, look, it's me and you, we're riding this out, you know what I mean? Like, I mean that, you know what I mean? And I usually, you know, luckily with Sam, like, you know, I don't see Sam ever, you know, Sam can't betray me. You know, he might be an asshole sometimes, doesn't want to listen, but, you know, ultimately he's also his own creature, and you know, has his own idea about life, even if that life revolves around me, you know. And it doesn't necessarily have to be negative influences. Somebody could be really positive, and still be a challenge to your freedom. You know what I mean? So that's why it's so complicated, because it's like, okay, yeah, there is definitely times in my life when I would have said, okay, like, some things are worth trade-off, this and the other, but, like, I'm at a different stage in my life now where it's like, it's not really, you know, obviously I'm not going to let any negative energy into my life, but I'm also not going to let any positive energy into my life if it stops me from doing what I feel is important and what I want to do. If that makes sense. So I'm like, it's kind of a tough situation because, you know, the no negativity part's easy. It's not always been easy. But at this point in my life, I don't even have to think about that. Like negativity, I vanished before it even got there. You know what I mean? Like I'm way ahead of the game. But yeah, the problem is that even positivity sometimes can be that's the biggest hurdle. Is what do you do when you come across something positive that still presents some shackles of sort. Kenzie, welcome. I am on the road again. It's going well. Next stop is Arizona. I'm excited. Should get some nice. I'm gonna start doing a little more photography, I think, just because like I've been on this thing last few days too. Like not just the last few days, but it's been amped up the last few days, where I just am seeing so much beauty in everything. Just, you know, grass on the ground, you know, hillsides that were not green a few weeks ago and are now green are just like making me fall in love. So I'm definitely trying to do some more photography and stuff like that. Don't say that, Bruce. You have a really nice soul. I'd be your friend if I had a chance. Really awesome. I don't remember what I was saying when you were. I don't know what I was saying when you said that, but I thank you. 1 second. Do I use a diffuser to medicate? It feels amazing. I highly recommend it. I said medicate. I was like medicate. What am I medicating? No, I don't. But that sounds cool. I have some incense. Sometimes I burn some incense. It's really good to, yeah, like some smell is nice. It's nice because it's like, you know, I feel like our sense of smell is like, it's like the, you know, the stepchild of the senses. You know, it doesn't get as much play as all the other ones. You know, everybody's always like, most people, if they had to give up a sense, they'd give up smell for sure. You know, so I think it's definitely, it's good to work with your sense of smell and meditate on that. Absolutely. Someone says, I think you might be overthinking it a little bit. If you find the right person, you'll both go to middle grounds. You know, you're probably right. And the truth is, I'm not actually overthinking it because I wasn't thinking about it until you guys started asking me about it. So I was like, I was going through that was an original thought process that you guys just witnessed right now live on the internet. Like I just had to ask myself, like, oh, like, what is going on there? What do I think about that? You know what I mean? Welcome back, Joey. Good to see you. Is it hard for you to trust people because of past events in life? I'm working on that. I'm getting better at it. You know, I am much more now of an observer than a judger, if that makes sense. Not to say that I've ever been much of a judger, because if you look on my Instagram, for example, I posted my Myers-Briggs personality. And I have no judgment at all. I got 0% judgment. So I don't know if that's a good thing or what. But, you know, of course I have a really full, what do you call it? A really full spectrum of life experiences. And so I wouldn't really say that, yeah, I mean, I have such a broad spectrum of life experiences that nothing would surprise me. So be it good or be it bad or whatever, like, I feel way more comfortable just observing than judging anything or forming any kind of preconceived notion, because I've been wrong so many times in life. Like, I have been wrong as fuck, and nothing surprises me anymore. So I'm really just trying to, like, see things for whatever it is and adapt to every situation. And once I've adapted to every situation, I optimize that situation. And that keeps life really simple for me, because I don't really have to think very far ahead. I can just stay in the moment, you know, and that's that. Like, if it wasn't for these lives and these conversations that I have with y'all, shit, like, I don't even know what I'd be thinking about all day. You guys give me a lot of cause for contemplation that I normally wouldn't do, to be honest. Joey says, unless will you be visiting the canyons while in Arizona? I think I probably will. I think it's a good chance that I will. I've driven past it so many times, but always at night. So it says, to me, we don't look for perfection in our partner. We complement to each other's shortcomings. And yes, I totally agree with that. That is totally what it is. Like, I do not need, that is so well said, Noi. That is so well said. I like that. I don't even have anything to say to that, other than yes. Yes, we do. That's why I think I said, like, it's like the last serious thing that, like, I really felt, you know, positively about. You know, that's what I meant, kind of, when I was saying about the devil on my shoulder thing. You know, like, I was out of balance, in a sense, and she balanced me, even if she was, you know, a little evil. Some sense puts you in a bad mood, but that means some sense could put you in a good mood as well. So, hey. Have I tried taking the personality? Yeah, I take it every so often. I have always gotten the same thing, though. What's changed with me over time is that I've become slightly less thinking and slightly more, or actually substantially less thinking and substantially more feeling. Because I used to not be a very feeling person, but I've become much more feeling over time. So I'm borderlining the INFP now, but it still comes out as INTP. What's your personality base on the Myers-Briggs? You're an INFJ. I'm an INTP. You're rebellious growing up? Hell yeah, I'm a rebel. I never stopped. Growing up, what are you talking about? I was born a rebel. I rolled over in the incubator. I shit you not. This is a real story. Everybody else was laying on their back. I rolled over and was laying on my front. The first day I was in life, I rolled over. Said, fuck this. I'm doing it the other way. Where do you hope your travels will take you to that has helped with your spiritual journey? Well, you know, like I said, I was talking about this earlier. Like, I'm really honestly trying to release the idea of wanting to be anywhere other than wherever I am. Not to saying that I want to stay right here forever. I'm happy to allow the winds of change to carry me as they will. I'm happy to jump to be super flexible and to take advantage of that by taking advantage of the opportunities that are presented by super flexibility. You know, but I think it's inherently wrong for me to pick out a place and be like, that's where I want to go. That being said, I've not achieved that mental prowess yet. And so I still really badly want to go to Asia because I've always wanted to go there. I grew up with a lot of Asian friends. I'm from the Bay Area in California, you know, like it's just, there's a lot of things about it that it's always interested me. And I never went there because once I started traveling, once I got able to travel, it was from being in the adult industry, and it's pretty much illegal there everywhere other than Tokyo. I mean, other than Japan. And so for that reason, I haven't been. And now that I'm more or less retired, giving, you know, in the loosest definition, putting it on the back burner, I really want to take advantage and see that part of the world. There's just so much. It's like a huge part of the world. And from the outside looking in, it seems the most different than the other places that I've been to. You know, I mean, I've been through mostly just Europe and South America and Central America. And obviously there's some strong parallels between all those places. You know what I mean? So I feel like Asia has really just developed in a separate ecosystem that has made it very different. I've not been there to prove that. I'm not speaking from experience, but that's what I observe, and I want to experience that. I also have a strong feeling like the way that people experience spirituality in that part of the world, and again, this is from the outside looking in, is more in line with the way that I experience spirituality and the way that I see spirituality. And not just spirituality, but health, medicine, things like that. Like, and I'm not a doctor, not a medical professional, but I have I've given a lot of mental space to thinking about those things, thinking about health and thinking about medicine and stuff like that. And it means a lot to me also to be in a place, theoretically, that shares my beliefs on those things. So there's a lot of interest there. Yes, the sense always puts you in a good mood. See, that's the more focusing part. I've seen that change in you a lot. Yeah, if you've been watching, like, if you're one of the people that have been with me since, like, early Instagram days or even live me days when I very first started streaming, you know, yeah, you're going to definitely have seen not just a physical change, but a mental change. Absolute. And I don't really remember what I was like personality-wise then. I know that I was a lot more focused on politics and trying to unravel the hell was going on in the world, but, you know, I don't have any regrets about that because that's what woke me up in a sense. Because me getting interested in politics and all that kind of stuff is what made me realize that we've been lied to our entire lives and that nothing that I've ever learned was real. That it was all fake and it was all part of this thing that was made to stop what's happening now, you know. And I'm thankful for that because it's a beautiful thing because in a sense it's like the poison was the cure, you know what I'm saying? It's like making anti-venom out of venom, you know what I mean? They poisoned everything so badly that we noticed. You know what I'm saying? They just overdid it. Their subtle ways failed because they did too much. And so now we know. And I was telling someone else this earlier that I have nothing to teach. Literally, I have nothing to teach anybody. My only aim is to help people unlearn things. That's all I can really do for anybody, is tell you what I know so that you can unknow what you know, if that makes sense. Because it's with the unknowing. It's when you stop knowing things. When you realize that you know nothing, when you realize that everything's a lie, that's when you wake up. That's when magic starts happening. Noy says, did you realize that you are a sensitive person? You can feel something that others don't? Yeah. Yeah, I think I've always been like that. But I didn't realize how many, I didn't always realize exactly how, I think it's normal for a lot of people to assume that everybody else is experiencing the world in the same way that they experience the world. And so, it's fairly natural to disregard those things because you just think it's normal when you've always been like that. And it's only as I've, gotten older and interacted with more people, met more different personalities, and, seen more of the world that I really realized that. Plus, you got to remember, I'm 38 years old. Like, I didn't grow up with the internet and all that. We didn't see everybody's personalities displayed on their social media profiles like they are today. So, it was a lot easier to remain in your own bubble and think everything's just is what it is and whatever than it is nowadays, because nowadays we're confronted at every turn with all kinds of personality let's call them maybe abnormalities or displacements, I guess. I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that, but it's a different world. It's a different world today. A true rebel. Oh, you're talking about the flipping over in the incubator thing? Do you see yourself settling down in Asia or South America down the road? I could see that for sure. You know, South America is really nice because I mean, there's a lot of nice things about it, but I already, I've learned a lot of Spanish already, which is a big perk. I've not been to Asia, so I don't really know, but on a outside looking in, like, yeah, I could see myself getting real comfortable there. You know, it's just, sorry, have I visited Japan? What city? I haven't visited anywhere in Asia. You love sushi. I'm not a huge sushi fan, honestly, but I'm still interested. Still interested. NH, check the IG post on March 20th, 2018 for the personality test results. There it is. Oh, looks like I froze for a second, but luckily it didn't look too bad. Do I plan on trying any spiritual healings? Do I plan on trying any spiritual healings and meditations when I get to Asia? No. I mean, I plan on doing meditation probably almost every day for the rest of my life. No matter where I am. Spiritual healings, I don't know. You mean like, am I trying to heal somebody or am I trying to get healed? Because I don't really have anything that needs to be healed, to be honest. Like, I found healing in myself, I don't have, I've had an experience that leads me to believe that it is also possible to heal other people. But I don't have the confidence to say that I could purposefully do that to anyone other than my dog at this point. But I healed Sam once. But I also love him like so much, so it's very easy. Let's see, I think you've changed every time. So much negativity there. Someone else says, you separated yourself from the adult stuff and focused on improving your life. Yeah, it's true. And, it's hard, honestly. This is another big reason why I'm trying to get out of, I would like to get out of the States because, it's just like the requirement for life here. Kind of is insisting that I continue working in some kind of way, and I really just want to be done working. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Apparently he was 100% thinking in 2018 and 0% feeling. Yes, that's true. I'm also quite but I'm still just as much of a prospector as I ever was. In a way, it is the biggest lesson in life, Professor. That did not sound good, but you can still create a bubble. 38 is the new 20s. Bro, time is a total construct, and I honestly, I don't know. I don't know how much I'm supposed to say on here, what I'm allowed to say, but I honestly think there's a lot that is possible than what they are telling us. Like, I don't know. There's a lot, you guys. We'll have to talk about this all in person someday. Let's see, what ramen noodles? It's particular. I'm not a huge ramen fan, you know. I had 4 years of my life where I ate a lot of top ramen, and that probably it was enough to last me. 40 is the new 20 indeed. Yeah, it is like that. It is like that. I don't even know. I just don't even think. I just think that this just all. It's wild. I think there's no really even point in putting numbers on it. I think counting age at all is just like, it's ridiculous. Especially once you start remembering some past lives and stuff, and then you're just like, it gets really convoluted then, because you're like, oh, how old am I really? Like, oh my God, I'm like thousands of years old. Like, this is crazy. COVID showed me that the insanity is everywhere, but the requirement for life is very demanding. Yeah, exactly. The requirement for life here is too demanding, and that's part of the reason why it's like it is here, and that's another reason why it's like it is there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's people, you know, we've been falling for it over here is the problem. And here I'm gonna greet everyone. What's up, Knight of the Brotherhood? Cajun Sweet Tart. And I think I already greeted you, Cancy, but I'll greet you again because I like you. Yeah, it's just, they're just numbers, you know. It's really about, well, if you know, meditate on it, and maybe you can. I think anything is possible. You just gotta, you know, learn to kick on that that switch in your DNA where it just reverses it. I think it's possible. Anyways, you guys, looks like Bruce, may I ask you, why do you let your eyebrows go so much? Laugh a lot. Well, there's a few different reasons. You know, first off, I don't think that the body makes mistakes. I think that if my body wants me to have hair on my middle of my brows, when like my whole body does not grow hair, there's a reason for that. I don't know what the reason is. I don't need to know the reason. I trust my body. I think my body knows perfectly well what it's doing. You know, I think hair is, well, I know for a fact that hair is part of the nervous system. I know that, you know, it's pretty much like the system that makes us who we are. You know what I mean? Like, it's the only part of the nervous system that exists outside of our bodies. So while I might not fully understand the function of hair, I think that I understand a lot of the functions. I don't feel confident about my understanding to the point that I can tell some other people this is exactly what it does. But I think that given the fact that you know, each strand is attached to a nerve, and each strand is also attached to an oil gland. It's quite complex, the whole structure. It's not really a simple thing. It's actually a pretty, you know, there's even a muscle attached to them. That's why you can get goosebumps and your hair can stand up. So the, you know, the whole system, you know, and that's not even including the part that grows it, the cuticle and all that. So, you know, it's a pretty complex system. It's a pretty complex structure. I don't think it's for no reason. Now, not only is it part of the nervous system, but like, let's look at someone like me that has literally almost no body hair on their entire body and has so much hair coming out of their head, right? Well, where's the most of my neurons in my body also? It's in my brain. It's in my head. You know what I'm saying? That's where my hair is growing from. I don't have it anywhere else. You know, I have it around my mouth. So that tells me that this is all feeding into my brain. Because otherwise, why would it only grow where I have the most neurons? Do you know what I'm saying? And even other people who have more body hair, look at their patterns of where their hair grows. It's also going to be like that. Even on a body level, it's going to grow, you know what I mean? So I don't, you know what I mean? I'm letting it do its thing. Not to mention that, you know, it's in like several religious texts and stuff, you know what I mean? And there's been, you know, super famous prophets and stuff that have said it as well, and they've known this as well, that you aren't supposed to brush your hair, even that you know, should only separate it with your hands, and that you shouldn't, you know, alter your body or whatever. But it's just, that just adds more to what I already inherently know myself, you know. So I think that it does something. And as far as the other reasons is because like I'm coming on here and I'm talking about some serious stuff with this spirituality stuff. I might not be, you know, getting a ton of traffic to it, but I'm still talking about really serious stuff, you know, to people that I actually care about. You know, like this my closest group of fans, and I consider you all friends. And for me to talk about stuff like this, I'm gonna walk the walk as well. I'm not just gonna talk the talk, I'm gonna walk the walk. So, you know, if I can grow a unibrow that people will harass me, literally, not to say that you're harassing me right now, but I'm saying like almost every stream somebody harasses me about it. Every time I post a photo, somebody comments on it. Like people, you know, fucking think that I'm gonna steal shit at the store or something because of it. You know what I mean? Like people you know what I mean? Like people are like really freaked out by the unibrow. So you gotta realize, you know what I mean? Like I'm giving up my vanity. I'm giving up my cares. I'm not giving a fuck about what anyone else thinks. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of the whole thing that I'm preaching. Like who gives a fuck? Like like I am invincible to other people's opinions. Like nobody can make me feel bad about myself. Nobody can make me feel good. Nobody can make me do anything. Like I exist within myself. Like somebody can kill me, you know what I mean? But that's all they can do. You know? And then they just empower me because, you know, I'll just be working with like way more after once I shake this body. You know? So yeah, I'm walking the walk. Okay. The brother says, I got my palm read before, and the woman said it was in a past life I did horrific things. Meanwhile, in this life, I'm skateboarding and surfing. Well, you know what? I'll tell you this much, Night of the Brotherhood. I don't know how to read palms, but if anybody hands me their hand, I could tell them the same thing, and I'd probably be accurate. Because, you know what? We all do terrible things in some of our lives. You know? Like, everybody you have to live you gotta live a lot of lives to really capture the attention of your creator, right? And those you're not gonna do a perfect. Nobody does a perfect run. Okay. Some of the same souls that were the very best people in history were also the same souls of the very worst people in history, and they just popped up twice and went epic. Or they just went epic multiple times in opposite directions. So it's your concern is this life. Always, and your next life. The most important thing to everybody should be eternity, because you're going to deal with that the longest. You're going to deal with eternity the longest. So you're in this life right now. Do the best you can with this life. Progress yourself as much as possible in this life. If that's surfing and skateboarding, hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Surf and skateboard. Don't hurt nobody. You're good. But yeah, I wouldn't let that get into your head too much. Zana says, I remember that I used to call you Professor in 2018 when I scrolled through your IG. That's funny. When I was a kid, one of my nicknames was Actual Factual, because back before Google, I was Google. Like, if you wanted to know something random back then, you would have to call me and ask me, or just ask me if we were hanging out. That was the only way to get the answer. Because I used to read encyclopedias when I was a kid for fun, so like I just harbored all this useless knowledge. But yeah, Actual Factual. Then it says, actually, I'm wondering how and why eyebrows are growing now. Did they grow before? I don't seem to notice that. I always used to pluck out the unibrow. I was afraid it wasn't going to grow all the way back in when I started doing this, but now I have faith. Like, it's coming in strong. It's getting a little thicker on this side than this side, but I'm going to give it time. I think that it can finish filling in. You were thought-provoking. Well, thank you. Thank you. Much love. I love lymphatic massage. I do use fingertips, but love this lymphatic massage for hair and body. Oh, cool. Yeah, lymphatic massage is awesome. Are you saying that you give it to yourself? Because you should. We should all be giving ourselves lymphatic massages. Let's just go ahead and get that straight right now. If you want to have, useful knowledge, that's the kind of things that everyone should know, is where their lymphatic system is running, what their, what kind of fascial structures are going on inside their body, how to self-release, all that. Like, that is way worthy of study. Big time, in my opinion. Thank you. I'm glad you consider me a friend as well. You see 3 brows? Are you saying that my unibrow is not a single brow, that it's a standalone brow? Oh man, I'm gonna have to copyright that then. I'm just gonna, like the three brow. Johnny three brows. Thank you, Bruce, for sharing your reasons. I was curious and loved your explanation. I'm glad. I thought that, you know, it deserves it does deserve an explanation. You know, I know it's a weird move, but just remember I was first. Okay? So if it becomes like a big thing in the future and everybody starts wearing it, girls, you can be mad at me about it, and fellas, you can thank me for it, because let's just face it, it's way better to not have to do anything than to have to do something, right? That's the other thing. You know how much work this takes? None. You know what I mean? There's no plucking, there's no waxing, it's free. You know, I can give a little trim across the top every once in a while, like if I really want to not be a heathen, and we're good. Shouldn't judge books by their cover. That's true too. It's also a lesson. You know, I'd say in that way, it's also a lesson for people, because, you know, you never know. You might ride off the best sex of your life just because the dude had a unibrow and you were like, couldn't stop looking at it. You're like, no, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm scared. I'm going. I'm leaving. And meanwhile, you know, could have been two-tone Malone. You know, after 90 days of abstinence, ready just to fucking go crazy, do a swan dive. You know what I mean? So there is a certain lesson there as well. You know. Thank you for not feeling harassed with a question. Yeah, I see. You know, it's just comes natural. Stop provoking. Back before Google, I was Google. Yes, you can quote me on that for sure. You know, the best thing about keeping your unibrow is that you see the true colors of people. That is also a big point. The unibrow is an amazing filter. Amazing filter. You know, you really, and the long hair too. You know, like the other day, I was at the grocery store and my cart was like blocking the aisle. And there's a lady and she was approaching the cart, and like I ran over there to like move my cart, and she looked and like seen me like running towards her and just screamed, and I was like, just move the cart. I'm like, sorry, I was just moving the cart for you. You know, it's just like people are really, really especially damaged nowadays also, so we got to give them a little bit of, you know, lenience on, you know, we don't have to automatically jump to judging people, but yeah, it's really like that, actually. It really is. We need a short for this statement. Yeah, listen, you guys, I need tons of shorts. If you guys could just bomb the internet with shorts of me saying stuff that you liked, it would mean so much to me. You could help. You could really help. Because let me tell you, we could keep this thing going, you guys. We could keep it going. You know? But we gotta get it, it's gotta get hot at some point. Otherwise, you know. You guys know. You guys have been around, some of you have been around long enough to know that if it gets, that I could, you know, I've done some disappearing acts before. I'm not saying I'm gonna disappear, but I would be less likely to disappear if I had some traction. It gets frustrating to be knocked down over and over and over again by these social media networks that one day just decide that we're not, you know, in alignment with their version of the lie, and, you know, shut me down or whatever. Barefoot says, dude, I was the same when I was like 10. My parents got me a dinosaur encyclopedia for me because I loved them, and I was in and out of hospitals. So at the age of 16, you know pretty much everything on dinos. Me too, bro. I was so into dinosaurs. Dude, Jurassic Park, like, that just changed. That was like everything for me. I read the novel by Michael Crichton, like when I was like, I don't even know how old, like 7 or something. I was doing book reports on it. They were like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, it like totally imprinted in my brain, like all about DNA and, genetic engineering and stuff, like had a major effect on me. But yeah, dinosaurs, that's like where it's at. Every shower and every time I have to sit still. In age, love you, Bruce. See, I don't remember what I said, but that's hopefully it was something funny. There's a unibrow, definitely, but we'll send you a screenshot so you know what I mean by 3 brows. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I have to admit that even right now, like the unibrow looks way better in person than it does on camera for some reason, because I feel like it just always looks a little bit thinner. Excuse me. On camera, the definition just isn't there to do it justice, but like in person, it's like, wow, that's a solid unibrow. It's like you got wings on your face. What's going on? Yeah, unibrow 2030. You think it's gonna take that long to catch on? Listen, dude, I was only in the industry for 5 or 6 years by the time people started asking me how to get a two-tone, They were talking hella smack about that when I first came in. The next thing I know, they're hitting me up like, what do I do? Do I just like put a sock on the end and go to the tanning bed or what? I'm like, nah, it doesn't work like that, bud. I considered that maybe I should start selling some cream and take advantage of that, but my morals got the best of me. Otherwise, I'd probably be rich right now. And it says, as you said earlier in this live, you've learned very well to see beyond the appearances. Oh yeah, totally. And that applies, like that's also too, like for me, like I really gotta like see this. It's like I gotta try it out to know what I think. You know what I mean? Like I don't even judge by appearances. I'm like I have like a checklist. I'm like, okay, she looks healthy. Let's see if she's smart. If she passes the smart test, then I'm interested. But I don't know for sure until, I got to do the feel test also. And then I'm like, okay, we got a trifecta. I'm like super interested. Because you just literally never know. You never know. You know what I mean? And if you're too tight on the first round, you know what I mean, where people, that's how like society and like, evolution go off track when you're like too tuned in on the level 1 question, of what are you seeing from a distance, if that makes sense. Unibrow is the best filter for someone who has always been as handsome as you, and I really appreciate the fact that you enjoy the new perspective where you don't care at all what people think. Yeah, no, it's so liberating to not care. It's really super, super, super liberating. And that's honestly the biggest thing about it. Like everything else is conjecture, is whatever, it sounds good, it is what it is, it's all true, I'm not like, whatever, but like, honestly, just that alone, that one thing that you just said right now, it's plenty. That's enough. All the other things, take it or leave it. You know what I mean? Unless it's giving me like third eye powers, in which case that's more important than anything else, but we don't know for sure if that's what's giving me the power. So, could be. You never know. I don't know. I definitely feel like I have better reception now since the unibrow came in. So, I mean, you know. Noy says, there will come a time when we will have a technological communication network like now. We just need to be prepared. What do you mean? You mean like when we're able to like telepathically just talk to each other and that we won't even need phones and stuff? Or is that just me putting my own thoughts into whatever you just said? Because that's what I think you said, but that's what I'm thinking. Because I actually think that yes, as this all progresses, we're gonna find out that all this phone bullshit is all just surveillance, and that we never even needed this shit. We could just, you know, get the ohm on the phone and you know, talk to each other like that. The bro says, yeah, I was watching documentaries of dinosaurs like Nat Geo style, and one after another, to the point that my parents like hid the discs from me. I love that. I love that. See, that's what I'm saying though. Like, I've talked about this a lot. Like, if you just give kids, like, you know, I mean, I guess dinosaurs is like pretty far, like, but it's like, you know, just that age is so awesome. You can just learn anything. Just make the resources available. You know what I mean? And he says, Bruce, please don't disappear. I don't have plans for it, but I might have to take a break at some point to do like a silence thing, hermetic thing. But I'll be back if that ever happens. In the meantime, we gotta get it while the getting's good. You know what I mean? My brother says, and it says, I do the same. Intelligence is the most. Oh yeah, that's the most important part. What if you accidentally or purposely? It's like you might make some babies. You know, if you're gonna do the baby making deed, it's always a possibility. You know what I mean? And the intelligence is definitely the most important thing there. So Bruce wasn't a man of the people. He'd be the best keeper of knowledge. I generally swear down. You know, the thing is though, bro, is that they can't understand what we're talking about. That's why there's only 5 people here. Like, they can't get it. And even everybody, like, may not 100% get it, but everybody here gets it enough to understand that there's something to get. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be on a certain level that's higher than most people are on, just to even, not to say that nobody's higher than that, but I'm saying just to even hear this, just to even hear what I'm saying, not just today, but like any days recently, to hear what I'm saying and not laugh at it. You're already like left most of society behind at that point, because most people are stuck in that level. That's how low it is. They're so unable to understand what I'm saying that they'll just laugh at it. And in their own way, they're doing good, because ignorance is bliss. You know what I'm saying? They might be the dumbest part of society, but at least they're happy, because they're living in their own fucking world where They believe, they think that everything is exactly what they've been told. No question. And anything that's different than that, just laugh at it. Ha ha ha. You know what I mean? So, there's no real need to, I am the man of the people. I'm trying to bring as many of the people up as possible. But the truth is, there's no need to hide any of it because they can't understand it. They can't even see it. It's literally, it's been hidden in plain sight their whole time. I was one of those people, in some way. It's for a lot of my life. Like, I totally didn't have a fucking clue. I didn't have a fucking clue. I thought science could explain everything. I thought we were going to science everything up. We'll fucking figure this out with the science. Come on. We ain't figuring shit out with science. Shit's so complex. We'll never fucking scratch the surface with science. We gotta fucking surrender to this whole thing and just like let it go. Just realize like, hey, it doesn't matter why the fuck it works. It works. That's all that matters. Who the fuck needs to know why? Just do it. If it works, it works. Why are we fucking giving up our superpowers to try to figure shit out? People gotta stop trying to figure shit out and just start doing things. And that's what it really is. And that's why we don't need a keeper of the truth, or we don't need secrets and all that, because the reality is it's been hiding in plain sight the whole time. And, yeah, okay, if we could undo that and, like, make it, like, part of our society that we're, like, we had, spiritual leaders instead of, psychopathic ones, we'd probably be in a way better place on this world, but that's not what we're living in. So we're going to take it as what it is, not as what it could be or should be. And that's going to be that's just the way the cookie crumbles, you know what I mean? It was, bro, I've been trying to fast because the mental healing effects you mentioned it had. I went 24 hours on a fast. I'm going to try a full weekend dry fast. Hey, awesome. Congratulations. 24 hours is amazing. Is an amazing step. You're going to wait till you do the whole weekend. You're going to really see something. Because after this, you'll see it. I'm not even going to ruin it for you. Handle that, bro. The fast is where it's at. And the fast is the best thing for healing your stomach chakra, which is literally, I feel that it's the biggest hang up for most people. Like, that's the hard chakra to fix. That's where I was blocked originally. That's where I think most people are blocked. Like, the stomach chakra is it's just, we live in a world that's pumped full of poison. We've been eating poison our whole fucking lives. And for that reason, stomach chakra is fucked up in most people. But fasting is definitely the way to heal that. So keep that up, and good job. Common people can't live without complicating their existence with unnecessary dramas and problems. Yeah, but it's, look at it. They've been fucking feeding it to everybody since Disney. You know what I mean? Like, they start you on that when you're a kid. Nowadays, they got cocoa melon and shit brainwashing kids, when they're even younger. Like, it's insane. Easy Breeze says, do you drink water during fast, or what are the rules? I'm down to try it. Um, okay, well, there's different types of fasts. You could do a water fast, but it takes a lot longer to have the same effects. And it really depends on like what your level of like detoxification is. So like I would recommend starting with water fasting and do that until you can kind of clean a lot of the toxins out of your body, depending on what your normal lifestyle is. Like if you eat a lot of junk food, if you drink caffeine, if you maybe have any other worse habits, drinking, yada yada, stuff like that, you don't really want to do a dry fast directly from one of those situations, because your body really needs water to like flush all that stuff out. You know, it's but if you do the dry fast where you don't drink water and all that, you're getting 3 times faster benefits, and you're going to feel it in a totally different way. Like after only like 2 days or 3 days, or just 2 days even, of dry fasting, you're going to start feeling some really like serious like spiritual effects. You're going to feel major changes in your body. Like it's going to be like a profound experience, versus with water fasting, you know, you got to go like a week or something to get that kind of effects, you know. So but at the same time, if you're first just trying to like purge your body of toxins and you're just doing it for purification purposes, then water fasting is great, and that's where it's at, and it's a good place to start. But really, I think dry fasting is where you want to be at, you know. And realize at that moment, when you get to the point where you are starving, you are so hungry, and you're starting to get a little thirsty, and all, you know, it's just coming together and it's really uncomfortable. It's not going to stay like that. That's going to come at around the 24 to 30 hour mark. And if you make it through that, you're going to go into like the next phase that's going to like change your life, where you'll be like, oh, damn, I can go on forever. And you'll like feel like kind of etheric, and you know, like I got like a lot of resistance to cold and other discomfort. It reduced my cravings for other things. It's really the one ring that rules them all when it comes to discipline, in my opinion. Like if you can defeat the need to eat and drink water, you can defeat anything. Like your body will rebel against that worse than it will rebel against anything. Like if you can do that, you're going to become a stronger person in basically every way. Imagine this hypothetical case. Oh, message retracted. Didn't see it. Yeah, I was before Cocoon. There was Barn. Yeah, they were hitting us from a young age too. It is what it is. Anyways, Bruce, where would you be now if you learned all that I know now, but 10 years ago? I don't know. This is a very hypothetical question. I can't imagine how I would know all this stuff if if I didn't make all the tremendous mistakes that I've made throughout my life. So it's really hard to fathom. But where would I be? I mean, I would be probably pretty wealthy and on one edge. So I don't even know how I would have become spiritual, because it's really hard to become spiritual when you fucking, you know, I don't know. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. I'll tell you what I would have been doing though is I would have been selling cash secured putts on dividend earning stocks. And this is not a recommendation for investment, but you know, 10 years, if you got 10 years to wait, or should I say, if I knew that I had 10 years to wait, something that I was still going to be around or whatever, like I would definitely, that would be my investment strategy of choice. Just selling cash secured putts on dividend paying stocks all day long. Every time I wouldn't even, it wouldn't matter if I worked at fucking McDonald's or anywhere else. I'd be buku rich by now by doing that. I started in the industry at 23, or yeah, slightly before 24. But I mean, my whole spiritual endeavor, I mean, there's a lot of things that have happened to me like earlier in life that I should have realized that I was in a lucid dream a long time ago, but you know, somehow I convinced myself that wasn't the case for a long time. And I've only been 100% positive about what I'm experiencing since September. First act as president, disband the government and steal free will and citizens. Absolutely. My first act as president would be to completely... Oh man. Somebody's having too much fun being that guy. Time means nothing. That's true. I mean, honestly, the problem is that I don't actually care about that kind of shit anymore either. Otherwise, I'd be doing it right now. If I really cared about all that, I would be probably a lot more motivated to sit on a computer all day and watch the news instead of trading futures and options. But it's just, it's even that is, it's just not what I'm trying to do. Oops, I froze for a second. Studying engineering. Well, that's fine. You listen, all I can say is, hey, listen, you guys, I've gotten 3 calls from a family member. I gotta call back in case it's important. This has been a pretty long stream. Much love, you guys. I will talk to you all soon. And let's make sure you're following the Telegram and subscribe to the YouTube. I'm sure you are. Anyways, much love, you guys. Adios.